Nice performance out there. I'm the GM for the Golden State Warriors. We have the 7th overall pick as well as the 30th pick in this draft and are considering using one of those picks to select you. First, we'd like to get to know you a little better with some questions. We feel like we already have some great young guards on our roster in Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry. Where do you see yourself fitting in with those guys?
Man, I imagine I'd be spending a couple seasons coming off the bench and learning as much as I can before assuming a starting role. I'm okay with that as long as your long-term goal for me is to take over the starting role at some point. I mean, I don't plan on spending my career as a backup. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, last question. How important is it for you to be a lottery pick in the draft?
Honestly, I don't really care. I'm more concerned with going to the right team than I am going as high as possible. I want to play for someone who's going to utilize me to the best of my abilities. Someone who's going to use me to put the team into a position to win games. You heard?
Great answers. I really think you'd fit in great with us. Here's hoping we're able to draft you with our pick.
Good performance tonight out there. As the GM of the Cleveland Cavaliers, I'd like to thank you for taking a moment to answer some questions for us. We have the 4th overall pick, as well as the 24th overall, and are considering using one of those selections on you. I really think the first piece to getting the Cavs franchise back on track is to find and develop our backcourt of the future. We think we have a great floor leader with Kyrie Irving coming to us last year. We think you have the talents to be a great player in the NBA, though, and are looking to take the best talent available regardless of position. How do you think your skills match up with Kyrie's if you were to join him in our backcourt?
The big thing that stood out to me about Kyrie last year was his desire to win. I can go on and on about how his playmaking ability and my ability to score would mesh well, but what I think makes us a great fit in the backcourt is that we both have the intangibles to succeed in the NBA. No other backcourt would have our work ethic and competitive nature. Not one. Look, you draft me, you're drafting a winner, just like you did with Kyrie.
Interesting. Next question. As a younger team, I feel like we have a lot of opportunities for you. I'm here to tell you that you have a chance to be our franchise centerpiece if you put in the work. How many other teams can offer you that? That being said, we still have a couple years ahead of us where we're going to be acquiring young talent and assets. We might struggle a bit in those years. Are you going to be able to remain focused during the rebuilding years?
Definitely. Look, it's clear to me that you guys have a plan. Rebuilding is a means to an end, and you need players who are going to stick it out through both the good times and the bad. If you believe in me, I believe in you and what you're trying to do here. Look, we both just want to win, right?
That's great. Those answers were music to our ears. With any luck, you'll fall to us in the draft.
Greetings. I'm the GM and Director of Player Personnel for the Detroit Pistons. We're picking 9th in the upcoming draft. We love what we saw in you and want to ask you some questions to see how well you'd fit in with us. Question number 1. The team that we built here in Detroit was a rebuilding effort that didn't quite pan out. Obviously, it's difficult to predict the future, but I expect to see a fair amount of roster turnover as we work towards retooling the lineup for another rebuilding effort. How comfortable would you feel coming into a situation where the roster is in a state of flux?
Oh, that's not a problem for me at all. To me, that just says the people running the team want nothing less than titles. Plural. Titles. It'd be an honor for me to play for a team like that. I want to win, man. Badly.
All right then, one more. Do you feel pressure to be good right away in this league?
Nah, I won't feel any pressure to be good right away. I understand the NBA has the greatest basketball players in the world. I get that. There'll definitely be a learning curve to the level of play here. I'll adjust in time, and when I do adjust, watch out, baby.
Okay, I think I've heard all I needed to hear for now. You're definitely someone we can use on our team. Now we just need you to be available when it's our turn to pick.
Good evening and welcome to the 2012 NBA Draft. For 60 of the world's most talented and dedicated young players, tonight marks the culmination of years of hard work as their dream of playing in the NBA moves closer to reality. To all of the fans watching around the world and to those here with us tonight, thank you for joining us. And now to the task at hand. With the fourth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select the 19-year-old point guard from Greece.
Game opening night in the NBA. State Farm presents the starting lineups. First for the Wizards, Peterson steps out onto the floor, and he's got to be excited. His very first taste of playing time in an NBA game.
He's one of the players who got a ton of attention leading up to the draft, and rightfully so. He's an amazing talent.
Yeah, you know, Steve, he was high on every team's wish list. You knew somebody was going to make him a first-round draft choice, and this is it, his chance to show what he's capable of.
Wall passes to Nene. And the whistle blows. It's going to be an Anderson Varejao. That's foul number 2 for him.
The Cavaliers' Byron Scott, guys, in his 13th season as a head coach, and you know he had previous stops with both the Nets and the Hornets, and people may forget this, but in the early 2000s he had back-to-back finals appearances as the head coach of the Nets and was coach of the year in 2008 with the Hornets.
Cavaliers have gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. From past the arc, and it's Miles missing. Wizards have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Wall attacking. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And going back to Clark's comment, you know, you think about Byron Scott. He's had the good fortune of coaching some really gifted point guards. Jason Kidd in New Jersey, Chris Paul in New Orleans, and now, of course, Kyrie Irving in Cleveland. Well, as athletic as the players are in this league, Kevin, John Wall, I think, is one of the best. I mean, he's so strong for a guy that size. Blazing speed, incredible quickness, so he can blow by defenders and get right into the lane.
Steve, it's almost unfair to see how easily he makes the most of his athleticism, isn't it? My goodness. I mean, not only can he run for days, but he looks like a cat out there the way he's able to twist and turn through traffic.
Jordan Crawford, just an unabashed gunner and scorer. And he's looking to shoot every single time he catches the ball. A lot of people remember him from the NBA summer camp when he was back in college from Xavier when he dunked on LeBron James.
Wizards leading by 5. Outside, Wall. Crawford outside. Shoots the 3. And another miss by Washington. And you mentioned Jordan Crawford. He also said in that interview that he felt like he was better than Michael Jordan, or at least he felt he could be better than Michael Jordan when it was all said and done. Well, you got some pretty big words there.
Yeah, you'd rather have a little more confidence than not enough in these young players.
Here's Wall. He's got 12. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, the Cavaliers' Kyrie Irving in his rookie season showed he was ready to helm an NBA team on the court. His coach, Byron Scott, said, when the game is on the line, he wants the ball. I don't know if it's a mindset or in their DNA. You can tell when clutch performers want the ball. When the game is on the line, their eyes light up a little bit, and they don't mind being the GOAT, just like they don't mind being the hero as well. Guys, Irving has that quality.
Extremely poised and confident. Thanks, Doris. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Walton's checked in. Outside, Wall. He feeds it to Singleton. Martin up top. The Wizards working the ball around now. He gathers. Singleton misses.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Pretty difficult to play in the shadow of LeBron James in Cleveland, but Kyrie Irving sure looked comfortable in that role with the Cavaliers. And as they play over the next couple of years, they'll continue to add talent. And with Irving at the helm, I think they've got a chance to be a solid team for a long time to come.
Gets the bucket.
Just like they drew it up, fellas.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Wall gets a screen from Martin. And Wall kicks to Martin. There's the triple. Here's Okafor. And the powerful one-handed slam.
There he goes again, that lower body root canal, clearing out space under the offensive glass.
Yeah, that is an area he absolutely excels in. Dentistry or not.
Does he need Novocaine for that?
A lot of pressure on Irving's shoulders, too, but, you know, he immediately stepped in to be a leader for the Cleveland Cavaliers. You can just see it on the floor. We talked already about his Rookie of the Year award. He answered every call. And he was a wonderful pick. He's going to be a terrific player.
He finished the year injured, Kevin, but he sure didn't look like a rookie last year. Had an old man's game in terms of maturity, poise, composure, understanding, and proved himself to be fairly clutch late in games.
There's the feed to Singleton. He dishes it to Webster. Over Walton. And they will call over the back on the play.
It's 2 fouls now here in the first half, so we'll see if they let him try to play through it.
And the cap. And we're through 2 here and a good one. Wizards out 3. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here is Miles. Reza covering. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, the Wizards' play against the rest of the East was about what you would expect. They only won about a third of their contest and had trouble with the better teams in the league.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Trevor Booker comes in for Chris Singleton. And it's Webster in for Jordan Crawford. Here's Ariza. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got 6 assists here tonight.
It's hard to imagine them not running away with this game if they can continue to shoot the ball like they have been.
Steve, everything is falling for them this half, and they haven't had any empty possessions, scoring on every trip.
For the Wizards, one positive they can look to, though, is that they played very well at the end of the season. John Wall and company, always, Steve, something to build on and for toward a team next year that they might have some hope in.
Well, they did finish strong. And that's always nice just for your psyche, your confidence. You know, they won their last 6 games in a row, made some moves in the offseason, drafted Bradley Beal, made some trades. So they have hope that they can make some dramatic improvement now.
He kicks to Zeller. The dish to Miles. There's the 3. That's good. Miles has got 16.
They love to see him aggressive like that when he's on the floor, especially when the defense gives him room.
Outside, Wall. Kicks to Webster. Blocked. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. And stolen by Ariza. Outside, Wall. Goes right up. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. This, of course, their first look at this year's Washington squad.
And, you know, I think they may have a little extra motivation because they lost last year's season series to this team.
There's 18 seconds left in the third. To the paint, Ariza. Oh, that's blocked. And it's out of bounds to the Wizards as Washington retains possession. And so it's the Wizards with the W.
Now that you've played your first NBA game, how are you feeling?
It's all right. It was just another game, really. I'm one of the young guys on this team, so I don't make a big deal out of things like this. It's more about figuring out my role on this team and seeing what I can do to help us win some games. I'm happy to be here, but I know I got a lot of work to do.